Welcome back to our coverage of the Daily News Golden Gloves Championships, and we move to the 123-pound men's novice division with Stephen Garrido, 17 years old, taking on 21-year-old Michael Stoute. Now, Garrido is a very young fighter, but he's had a lot of experience.
My father introduced me to the sport. I guess I just like throwing punches a lot, so he was like, hey, my son's gonna be a fighter. I'm kind of an aggressive, strong fighter. You know, I hit very hard for my weight, so I think you'll be hearing the punches. I've been boxing since I was 8 years old. I had 65 fights. You know, I won the Metros 3 times, JO 3 times. You know, I got a lot of experience, you know. I like fighting. I know, it calms me down, you know. It's a sport, and I love the sport. I'm very dedicated to it. Pedro Sosa, Steven Martinez, Saddam Ali, Danny Jacobs, a bunch of them, you know, young kid watching them grow up, and, you know, they're on to bigger and better things, so I'm looking forward to doing the same. The crowd is going crazy, you know. It's one of the biggest tournaments in New York City, so, you know, you got to put on a good show.
And going to the finals in the gold corner,
Stephen Garrido, 17 years old, but as we mentioned right at the top, this is a young man who's had tremendous amateur experience. I'm looking forward to seeing him fight in this match.
I've seen him in his semi-final, and for a young kid, he certainly he doesn't look like a novice at all. So he doesn't. He's got a lot of experience, and as we'll see tonight, the way that he puts his punches together, I think he's going to be an exciting prospect for the future.
Let's get the official introductions to our bout. Stephen Garrido and Michael Stoute. Here's Kevin Van Meter.
This bout is the 123-pound novice championship. The referee is Jeff Friedman. In the gold corner, Stephen Garrido. He's 17 years old. He represents Cornerstone Boxing Club. He's from the South Bronx. Stephen is a junior at the Harry S. Truman High School and two-time junior Olympic champion. His record, 3 decisions, 1 bye. And in the blue corner, Michael Stoute. He's 21 years old. He represents Veterans Memorial. Michael is a health undergrad student at Stony Brook University and resides in Quorum, Long Island. His record, 3 decisions, 1 bye.
3 2-minute rounds. 123-pound novice championship. That is Michael Stoute, who's been doing a lot of running. He said he used to run on the treadmill, Tony, but now he's done a lot of outdoor running.
The outdoor made him stronger, got his legs in shape, and he says he likes to throw a nice shot to the body, so we keep an eye on for that.
The southpaw is Stoute. Garrido in the gold.
You mentioned southpaw. Garrido really doesn't know what style. He goes left, right, and we'll see how often he changes up.
He just changed right as we were watching.
But the thing is, he does it well each way, orthodox or southpaw.
John, you think that's confusing to the opponent, or does it offset the strength of the fighter who does the switching?
Well, whenever you've got a kid that's actually talented, standing in both stance, it usually works to his advantage. But I think most fighters, you want to, the first round, get the round, win the round before you start settling down and changing. You got to start winning. And as you can see here, Stoute is having success with both hands.
Nice jabs by Stoute. He landed a right hook.
Stoute's very fast on his feet and pulling away and not getting hit from Garrido. Garrido's got to put the pressure on him. He usually can fight well from the outside, but Stoute has the advantage right now.
Well, Stoute actually says he wrote a paper on his last loss, and I think from the way he's moving tonight, he has certainly learned from it.
He said he never got over losing, and you like to see that. He brings out the hunger in him, right, John?
Definitely. There's nothing that makes you want to work harder in the gym than whenever you leave the ring defeated.
Thus far, Stoute seems to be in control of the ring.
I'm surprised Garrido hasn't switched to southpaw just because it's not working that well right now as an orthodox.
Left hook, glancing blow, and Garrido tried to follow it up. A little wild with that right hand.
He needs to start trying to get back on his jab.
End of round 1. Sam Rosen, John Duddy, Tony Page, ringside. Glad you're with us for the Golden Gloves Finals here at the theater in Madison Square Garden. Michael Stoute in the blue, Stephen Garrido in the gold. And Stoute's told us he likes to frustrate his opponents. I thought he did a pretty good job, Tony, in that first round.
I was checking my notes. He also said he wants to dictate the pace, and he's been doing that from round one, first bell.
He has certainly stepped it up a level from last year, from when talking to him, and he's put on a great performance here.
And his defense is superb. He's staying outside, and Garrido can't hit him.
Garrido's trying to put him in a corner here, trying to make that big ring in the phone booth. But Stoute's footwork has been very well.
Garrido a little wild. He's been loading up punches. Instead of jabbing his way in, he's been loading up.
Well, as Stoute says, he likes to frustrate his opponents, and when you start seeing your opponent swinging from the high heavens, that's when you know that you're doing your job right.
What I like about Stoute, he's in and out. He sets himself, backs away, not too far. You look, there's Garrido bouncing around. He's wasting a lot of energy. Just stay in front of him, throw your jab.
Good movement by Stoute, using the ring very well.
And as you says already, Tony, switching stance by Garrido is could be confusing sometimes as well, and he hasn't actually focused on what stance he's going to use to try and beat Stoute here. Stoute is quite happy being the southpaw, dictating with his right-hand jab, and Stephen Garrido just seems to be clueless here at the moment.
He turned southpaw, didn't do anything, and went back to being orthodox. I mean, at least if you're going to switch, do something.
And not a lot of time in these novice bouts. This is round 2 of a 3-round bout with 2-minute rounds, and thus far Stoute looks to be in total control through 2 rounds.
I've given him the first 2. He's controlling. He's got the whole thing right in the palm of his hands. He's working well with his footwork and his hand speed in and out. Very nice.
Bobby, you can't give him the go. We work too hard for this. Get up in here and fight. Yo, you gotta touch him. You gotta touch him. You gotta touch him, bro. You gotta get up in there, warm yourself up, hit him. Don't lose this, man.
That's wrong.
Don't lose this, bro.
Okay, so now's the time to really sit down on those left hands to the body, and then a left hand to uppercut and the hook, right? Keep your foot on the outside. Keep doing what you're doing. All right? He gets sloppy, he starts looking for that right
Murphy
hand.
with the instructions to Michael Stoute.
Left hand, right hook. Spin off to the side.
Let's go. Do what you gotta do. Tap that jab. Move.
Pretty emotional in Garrido's corner.
Yeah, well, he needs to step it up a gear here. He's got to produce something very special. I think Stoute has really put on a really impressive first 2 rounds.
Third and final round, 123-pound novice division. Michael Stoute in the blue and Stephen Garrido in the gold. Stoute doesn't look like a novice fighter to me either, Tony.
He's very smooth, and it's funny that if you had to pick one who was a novice, right now you might say it's Garrido.
Yeah.
He's just not doing enough to try and change the outcome of the fight right now.
John, is age a factor here? Stoute's 21, Garrido's 17. Does that come to play at all?
Well, I think at this level it shouldn't come to play that much. You know, Garrido has, even at 17, has a lot of experience. But Stoute touched on it earlier on when we were talking to him. Like, he's wrote a paper on when he was beat, just to make sure that he never forgot that he was beaten, and he says he never wants to be beaten again. And he's certainly done his homework, and he's boxing tremendous.
He said it was a literature class. It was entitled Memoir from Life Experience. So
pretty good.
Might be an epilogue to this one.
Well done by Michael Stoute. Another wild left hand thrown by Garrido. Look at that sharp jab.
Garrido's putting on a great boxing expedition here, so is.
Combination by Stoute, in and out.
I like his footwork. I like the fact that he keeps his hands up, doesn't take any risk. 1-2, and he gets in. Look at that body work, and then goes outside.
And he's moving side to side. He's not going straight back. Very experienced, looking for being a novice.
Garrido is loaded up repeatedly with 1 punch.
He landed a nice left hook there now. But again, it takes more than 1 punch in the amateur ranks. It's quantity of punches, not quality.
That's a good point.
And he swings again and misses. He's very frustrated.
Surprising, Garrido got a little wild, but again, part of the frustration we spoke of earlier. Michael Stoute in the blue with an outstanding performance.
That was very special. You say some guys have a pro style, but he just had a good style. He was very smart, in, out, didn't take many shots, went to the body, went to the head, controlled the action, and Garrido just seemed to be a step behind for the whole fight.
And threw enough punches in this amateur bout to score with the judges.
Absolutely. And they were so... you could see him coming, like the judges couldn't blink and miss him. Very good on the angles. He never got cornered, and the way he went after him was just look right in front of him. Garrido's looking for the opening, and he has to turn, but there's nothing there to hit.
Lovely movement. I think it's great the way that he's stepping around to his right-hand side every time, not giving Garrido a chance to land at all.
Look to the body work, right inside, takes what he's got, and he gets away. Garrido's wondering, what do I do now? But he's already gone.
Stoute's landed 5 punches, and Garrido's landed none. Scorecards being tallied. Michael Stoute with an impressive performance, looking for his 4th decision victory in this tournament, and the biggest of all, a health science student at Stony Brook University. And what a big night it could be for him.
He said he wanted 100% accuracy. I think he got it.
For Steven Garrido, there's no doubt there's talent there. And at 17, he's got a lengthy career ahead of him. Let's get the official announcement from Kevin Van Meter.
The 123-pound novice champion is from the blue corner, Michael Stoute.
It's a 5-0 decision victory for Michael Stoute. Decisive performance by the southpaw from Long Island. He worked hard for it. He did his running, he did his training, and it all paid off, as he'll wear the Golden Gloves home to Long Island tonight after an impressive decision victory over Steven Garrido.